this in on this drive. Time is going to become their chief opponent here pretty soon.
2 chances to get it in here. Prescott looking in zone. That one's picked off. It's Kaiser White.
So much time being wasted here. 12 seconds when Cousins gets the snap. Steps up, throws for the end zone, deflected, and it's intercepted. Kenneth Murray after
snap good, hold good, kick on the way, and he's done it. Matt Gay splits the uprights, and Indianapolis beats Baltimore.
Weird day in the National Football League yesterday. One overtime game. The Dolphins score 70 points on an opponent for the first time since 1966. But we begin today with the biggest news in the NFL, and all of you know exactly where this is going. Taylor Swift was in the box for the Chiefs game when they beat the Bears by 1,000. Look at her. Like, that's Mama Kelsey. There she is. And Travis, he gets a touchdown to make it 41-0. Or 40-0, I guess. 40-0. And she's, let's fucking go. So she's like the artsy girl in high school that's only ever dated artsy guys. And now she like is with the football guy, and it's fun. It's where we're living. Is that Dennis? The guy looks like Dennis Rodman. It's not Dennis Rodman. Maybe it. No, Dennis Rodman's like 7 feet tall. No idea who that dude is. But there she is. She's freaking out. Taylor Swift, she broke the internet yesterday by being in Kansas City. Apparently she paid the tab for a bunch of people at a bar. They went out in a convertible. She truly is 17 finally for the first time. And you got to remember, that's not that weird because she was like a superstar when she was 17, or like becoming a superstar. So now she's with the football guy, and they're both like 33. And so, yeah, I'm keeping you up to date because this is going to be a thing. He must be pretty hot because she flew to Kansas City to watch a football game, and she's like a billionaire. Speaking of that, weird story. Just a little FYI, after Steelers win Sunday Night Football, their plane was diverted to Kansas City, so they're also in Kansas City. They're not in Pittsburgh yet. Nothing happened. That's it. That's just the weirdness of the story. Let's go back to football. Let's go all the way back to Saturday night in college football and this play.
As the last play of the game. Give it to him. Train him up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Okay, so Notre Dame plays pretty well. Their coach is a defensive coach, so you know what that means. He doesn't understand that offense wins games, not defense. We're going to stand up. Now shut up. Throw the ball down the field as often as possible. They didn't do that. They played really well, but, you know, they're a defensive team, and defensive teams lose to offensive teams, just period. Like, what about Georgia? Yeah, well, Stetson Bennett and George Pickens. Go check out their stats. So the most important thing about this play was the line was preseason -7, Ohio State -7, then Ohio State -3.5, and then Ohio State -3 for the majority of the week last week. This play makes it Ohio State 16, Notre Dame 14, but the goddamn refs reviewed the play and found out that he scored with a second left on the clock, meaning Ohio State had to kick the extra point, and everybody gets a push. Fuckers. I said that Notre Dame would lose by 1. I stand by that was so much. They basically lost by 1. Because they lost by 2. The 3, I don't. Notre Dame's still ranked. Ohio State ranked top 10. Doesn't matter. You can be a one-loss team in the playoff if you're Notre Dame. If you're Ohio State, none of this matters. You got to beat Penn State and Michigan, and then you got to win the Big Ten championship. The real story from this game is this Lou Holtz riot day business. So let's hear from Lou Holtz before the game. And listen, Lou Holtz, hold on. I just want to get my stats right. Lou Holtz. My guess is 94. How old is he? 86. Damn. I'm off by a lot. Only a spry 86 years old, hasn't been on TV in 1,000 years.
Country, Sam Hartman won't even get his jersey dirty all year. He has time to throw the football. The offensive line, we have great running back. His team is averaging about 10 Ohio State. And I think Notre Dame will take that same approach. I know that our schedule, it hasn't been the best. We're 103rd in strength of schedule. However, that doesn't bother me because every day we get to practice against good. We get to practice covering our good receivers. Won't be much different. Plus, we're playing at home. It'll be a close football game, but we will win because we believe. Forget who in the hell we're
He's saying we. Forget who in the hell we're
playing. Just tell Ohio State this. You take this message to Ohio State. You tell them they better bring their lunch because it's going to be a full damn day's work.
Brian Day was offended by that, and he said this after the game.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here.
Dude.
We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids. And we got a tough team.
Someone must have called. I think someone called them soft. I think someone did call them soft. He thinks that Lou Holtz called them soft. So then he yells at everyone, and then in a press conference he says they need to back off. We've had like one bad half of football in the last 6 years. False. They gave up like 1 billion rushing yards to Oregon at home. Then Michigan pounded it down their throat, and then they completely collapsed against Clemson, and Alabama beat them by 1 billion. Yes, they've only lost a handful of games, but that was tough. And how did you enjoy the play, madam? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. NFL football, the Dolphins scored 70 points. That's legit. They got 70 points on 71 plays. I want you to think about what I just said. 70 points on 71 plays. Sean Payton made Russell Wilson play the whole game. Tua played about a half. 70 points. First time since 1966. The Dallas Cowboys go on the road to the worst team on paper in the NFL, one of the worst teams of all time on paper in the NFL, and get demolished, kind of. It's 12-point loss, man. 2 scores. Dak Prescott throws an interception with like 2 minutes left. Game over. Dunzo. Unbelievable. Crazy stuff. The Indianapolis Colts win in overtime against the Baltimore Ravens. And doesn't look great for them. A lot of weird teams, 2-1, man. It's just a strange year. The Patriots go on the road to the Jets. Games gets really chippy. The Jets players are starting to lose it. They're starting to lose it, and you can't blame them. I didn't watch a second of the nightcap game. Steelers at Raiders has no interest in me. Those teams are completely irrelevant. It does appear that Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt or got benched. I don't know or care. I just, like guys like that. The primetime schedule this year is going to be a disaster. So 9 early window games, 3 late window games, and this is what happens when the West Coast teams don't play, and you've got a West Coast primetime game. Well, in this situation, we have 2 West Coast primetime games, 3 West Coast primetime games in this week. We cannot do this. The Raiders, Niners, and Rams are all playing on primetime. So that means there's only 3 late games, the one in Seattle, in Arizona, and the one in Kansas City. That's the game of the week or whatever. So the Chiefs and Bears, yuck. It was 41-0. Bears made it 41-10, which no one cares. And Seahawks beat the Panthers by 10, and Cardinals beat the Cowboys, which was at least interesting and kept people's attention. But then this week, Packers-Lions, 2-2-1 teams, Thursday Night Football, going to be electrifying. We've got Chiefs at Jets on Sunday Night Football. Oh, God. That's tough. The Bills destroyed the Commanders. Remember when Josh Allen had one of his Josh Allen games against the Jets? That was the Week 1 Super Bowl for the Jets, and the Jets would have been way better psychologically and literally if they had lost it. The Texans crushed the Jags. I like the Jags to win the division and maybe make a Super Bowl run. Oh. 17-0 at halftime. 24-10 going into the fourth quarter. 37-17. My goodness. C.J. Stroud, 20 for 30, 282 touchdowns. Not bad from the rookie. I like him for Rookie of the Year. Get your bets in now. It's time. I wonder he's probably the favorite. Brian Branch for the Detroit Lions got to be the favorite for Rookie of the Year. On the defensive side of the football, he was awesome. He had a pretty fun quote after the game. He hit Bijan Robinson in the head, but he looked like he hit him in the head with a face mask. I don't understand why it was a penalty. We'll have to see what refs have to say about it. This is what he said after the game about the hit.
Our zone coverage, I had nobody coming until Bijan came out to my zone, and it was just licking my chops, knowing that he didn't see me coming, and the quarterback still threw it. So, yeah.
So when the flag comes out, are you like, what are you talking about?
Fuck it. Fuck it. I'd rather shoot. Hey, I show him that I'm not scared to tackle, man.
Bijan Robinson was the favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year coming into this game. The Detroit Football Lions. Bijan Robinson, 33 yards on 10 carries. That's 3.3 yards per carry. He had 17 of those yards, 18 of those yards on 2 different plays. Trying to do math here. What's that, 25? No, 15? Yeah. 15, 16 yards on 8 carries. It's 2 a carry. Not great. Detroit rolls. They look great. It's a good weekend of football. BYU, how did your first game in the Big 12 go? Watch this play.
Take a little more than that, Q.
Scoop and score. First offensive play in the Big 12. Terrible pick by me, thinking that they could cover. I thought that they would and should, but wow, they were not ready for big time. Maybe the catch of the year in college football. Let's watch it.
Mertz hasn't thrown an incompletion yet.
Watch this one-handed catch.
Going to the air again.
Oh, and he gets killed.
Oh, what a one-handed grab by.
Holds on despite targeting. Love to see that from the Gator, whatever his name is. I love that. And Shenandoah College, which I think that they're a D3 or NAIA school, Haley Van Voorhees is the first female football player in college football history that has appeared as a non-kicker. They played a game against Juniata, which I don't know what Juniata is, but these are all words that seem like they should be in Pennsylvania or West Virginia or Virginia. So that makes sense to me. Good for her. That's pretty sick. Here is the play. Let's watch it. I haven't seen it.
22-yard line. So
is that her?
Third down intermediate.
She's number 10.
From their own.
So this is like a high school game.
20.
Is that her? I can't see number 10.
Yeah, third down, another big play.
The word is that she got a quarterback hurry, so maybe she blitzed. Is that her? That looks like her right there. Line up on the edge. Yep, she blitzed.
Incomplete.
She did finish the tackle, and the ref's like, "Nah, dude." Oh, dude, would that be? I mean, she's right there. The ball's out right there. I don't think that's roughing the passer. I think she finished.
Left throws under duress. Incomplete.
Brought him down. Good for her. That's making a play right there. She didn't need to bring him down, and I think if she had hit him harder, she might have got a pass interference or a roughing the passer. Maybe, maybe not. Charles McDonald of Yahoo said that Deshaun Watson looked like Carson Wentz yesterday. The Browns win by a lot. Myles Garrett is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Think about that. If you want to gamble, it's probably too late, actually. They have this elf in the middle of the field, and let's watch the Browns and Deshaun Watson. So there's the quarterback. He's going this way, he's going sideways, he's going backwards, and he just like chucks it at the running back. That's a fumble. He just threw it backwards. Tennessee sucks, and they can't play teams that are good at football for the most part, but they can play teams that are not that great at football. Vikings-Chargers, let's go to that one. So the Vikings and the Chargers were both 0-2. We're both really excited for this game, and it happened exactly the way that we thought it would happen. Chargers are up by 4. They go for it on fourth down. They put the running back in the fullback slot, essentially telling everyone, we're going to try to quickly hand it to this guy. It's 4th and 1. And the Vikings stop them. They go down the field, and Kirk Cousins throws an interception that was deflected. After Kirk Cousins had the ball with 30 seconds left on like the 12, instead of spiking it, they just let the clock run and run and run and run and run and run and run, so they get less plays off. Because Kirk can't handle the moment. Brandon Staley's going to be fired. I'm 100% confident. And like literally, unless they win the division and start making a run, the Chargers look awful. Justin Herbert looks sick. He is the new Matthew Stafford. I love that for him. Matthew Stafford's a good ball player. Garrett Bowles from the Denver Broncos. How do you feel about losing by 50?
What are the emotions like going through your head personally?
Shit. Shit. It's tired of losing, man. I've been here for 7 years, and all I've done is lost.
That's tough. Whew, Russell Wilson going to get benched, I bet, this week. Okay, back and better than ever. Monday Night Football tonight, doubleheader. Bengals and Rams, Eagles and Bucks. I don't know who's favored. Didn't get time to preview it. Okay, see you later.